Basically, let's start with just a little bit of the song. Maybe you've heard it. No, you haven't. I'm sure you haven't, honestly. But let's. This is the song I made today, and I'll be honest. I spent half an hour today and half an hour yesterday, so you can do that. Sometimes it's a good idea to break it up. But anyway, let's hear a little bit of the song. Okay, so all right.
Can you stop that ways back when you ways that back into? I wonder if you hold back better ways that you don't have a stay.
Okay, that's probably enough of that. I mean, you kind of get the idea anyway. I mean, it might not be your thing, but it is a song, So, basically, we'll start with each part, and I'll just go through it. Now, I think I'll talk about that later. Now, I'll just start with the drums. Okay, so what are the drums? So let's listen to the drums by themselves. Okay, so we're gonna do a few things. We'll just listen to the whole drum part. This drum part is, it's three things. There's three things in this drum part. One of them is a kick drum. Okay. And so how did I get that kick drum? Well, I started with a sample, actually. So, I mean, that's not cheating. You're allowed to use any sound you want. It's just a matter of making sure they all work together and stuff like that. So I started with this, and then I processed it a bit to make it even punchier. And then, yeah, that's the kick. And so we've also got the snare, okay? And so I'm not going to reveal. No, I'll reveal my snare processing trick. So this is the snare dry. Here's the snare dry. Okay, and then here's the snare with my processing. Okay, so I mean, Alright, so what's making this drum part actually sound good, though? And it is the amen break. I mean, if you didn't know that already, that's the amen break. I know a lot of people associate the amen break with jungle, but it was first used in hip-hop. I mean, it's just an incredibly good drum break. If you want a good quality version of this drum break, just, contact me. I will totally hook you up, It's great. You can use it in, so many tracks. It just is endlessly gives us so many tracks. It's amazing. It's a great drum break. This is the first time I've ever used it, though, is in this track, because to me, using the amen break was always cheating, right, or something. I don't know why. You get weird ideas about stuff, and I'm trying to get, kind of over all of those ideas personally, So as a treat, I used the amen break. I didn't even cut it up. I just used, the first little bit of it. So that's all it is. It's just two sounds in the amen break, and that's the drums. And there's a little bit of variation, but hardly any. Almost nothing compared to what my usual tracks have. But that doesn't. It's fine. It's good. It's simple. Okay, and so the next thing is the bass part, and so we'll listen to that for a minute. But that's the bass part. And so, I mean, I was a bass player for I am, and I started when I was 13. And so, um, that's a pretty simple bass part. I mean, bass parts need to be pretty simple. And that's something I learned when I was 16, I guess. Before I was 16, I thought that, playing as many notes as possible was always the best idea. So as many notes as possible is not the right way you want for bass. You want it to be kind of like a funky syncopated ostinato, which is a repeating phrase. That's the best kind of bass part. Really it is. I mean, people can dispute this. You can play chord progressions and root notes. There's different things you can do with bass, But really, you want to an ostinato is really good. Is really great. Yeah. The camera is my friend. The camera is my friend. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I mean, you could hear the processing on it. Nah, it's basic stuff. It's just compression, a little bit of compression, and what I talked about in my previous video, which you can watch. I'm sure you can find it as on my channel and stuff. Which is basically doubling the bass, making two parts. The second one is high passed. Make sure they're not phasey or anything, not like happening with a delay or anything like that. So basically, you just get it nice and you put a high pass around like 200 hertz. Is basically below that is considered non-directional frequency, which you need to control. I'll talk about more of that in later. This is more just about making the song. So that's the bass track. And then we move on to the synth pluck. Okay, and so we'll listen to a bit of that. Okay, I mean, I kind of phoned it in on this one. I honestly did kind of phone it in on this part. It's the most basic like pluck sound you can really make. I made it in about like 5 seconds from the OSC, like the basic like raw OSC patch.